What mindfulness has done, when I think about it, it's really changed me from a reactive person to a thoughtful person.
It is not what I thought it would be. It's very reflective.
The last time that I got arrested was extremely chaotic. I was arrested for strong arm robbery, possession of heroin, and what ended up happening was I was under investigation for a crime that I committed. I fell asleep at a rest area. I couldn't stay awake anymore, and when I got woke up, I was surrounded by 4 different law enforcement agencies. I had a cop pointing a gun at my face, and that really kick-started this stint of sobriety that I have right now, almost 11 years.
A chaotic time in my life was, definitely for all of us being a teenager. The world just feels like it's against you, and emotions are even more raw and more high and exposed. I was always a grade A student, National Honor Society, but I always wanted a boyfriend. And finally got one. Unfortunately was blindsided by a breakup right before prom, and it devastated me. I took it really hard, and somebody in my life handed me an anti-anxiety pill and said, "Here, this will help calm you down."
For a person to learn mindfulness and meditation practices, they have to know kind of like their personality type. I know for my son, who is very young, when he's frustrated or is feeling a strong emotion, I have him go build his Legos, where he's touching the textures in his hand, he's thinking about the build, using his imagination, and about after, good 5 minutes of building that, he's able to come back out of his room and be like, "Okay, mama, now I'm ready to talk." Meditating and mindfulness will look different from person to person.
So when I think about the word mindfulness, I don't really think about sitting in a cave somewhere thinking about how the world could be. For me, my mindfulness happens in the moment. I try to stay really connected to what's going on in the world around me. Not only what's going on out there, but what's going on in here too. Mindfulness brought me to a place where I'm not reactive to the world around me, and meditation brought me to a place where I can trust the answers that I get from myself. The word meditation means seeking an answer. Meditation is for me to take a moment and really think about the answer that I need for the question that I have that's going on in my life.
Over the years, I've noticed I've tried various techniques, from journaling to seeing a psychiatrist to doing crossword puzzles. I took a yoga class, and I really got to know the history of yoga and the techniques and the moves. I usually go on about a 20-minute walk 2 to 3 times a day, and every time I do, I'm usually alone. That helps the practice set in of being mindful and just enjoying being outside and reflecting back on the anxieties of the day, or even in the past or the future.
You don't have to have this huge experience. You don't have to have this long session. It could be even when you're taking a shower, you're just taking that time just to release the tensions and just to soak in the moment, soak in the heat of the shower or cold shower, however you want to do it. There's a lot of therapy retreats that go out into like the wilderness, and they go and meditate together. There's a certain sense of community and camaraderie that can be had and be very invigorating and empowering with a group of people who all have the same goal.
Working out is a huge place for me to center myself. And in that comes lots of answers, questions, abilities. I'm able to praise myself and critique myself. And then I can go out into the world with a better attitude and be more open to the problems that are going to come my way that day. Through mindfulness, through meditation, I've really been able to become the person that I've always wanted to be. I've been able to become somebody that I respect and love, and I've become a man that I'm really willing to go out and give out to the world because it's somebody that I value. I'm a husband and a father, and what comes out of that is my opportunity to serve those guys as a provider. I am a business owner. I own a little construction company, Morningstar Contractors. Most of my time today, what that looks like is serving other people. It starts with my family. I serve them by taking care of myself, getting up early, and then it moves down the line to my customers, my community. I get to be part of an amazing podcast, The Other Side of Help podcast. We're a recovery podcast where we get to come in and talk about our addictions and our alcoholism and our traumas. My life is full, and happy. I feel great and wonderful 99% of the time. It's full of challenges, but I love it that way.
I am no longer taking anti-anxiety medication. I've noticed that I don't need it. I am able to recognize when I'm actually having anxiety now and remind myself to just breathe, calm down, and know that it will pass. Start that yoga class, go on that swim team, try out for new things. Don't just isolate and let your life go by. Definitely grab it by the horns and go for the ride.